Hey everyone, it's me, Patchtown Bogat, and today we're going to speak about the pros and cons of magic, especially in particular black magic. You know, magic is actually there to basically change your environment, change your world. In other words, when you want something in particular to take place in your life and you want that specific something to change, well, that's what magic does, because when you use your energy, your mind to change something, I personally feel that you're also going to give off some sort of imbalance. And what I mean by that is, of course, you want to balance off your energies by the particular daemon that you work with according to their energy, right? Either they be air, fire, water, whatever, or even a planetary spirit, and you could throw that into the mix as well because you always want to have a balance when you do your magic because you can definitely get good results. Obviously, we're talking about change, and that's something that we all want and we should want it because you're entitled for that change. Especially we live in a world where it's definitely like the Matrix. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where you work that 9 to 5 job and you believe that's all there is to it in life, but yet you could change even that if need be, and all that's fine. But that's why the title of this talk is the pros and cons or the consequences of magic. And I always like to get into the whole idea of love magic, air quotes, love magic, because I really see it more as lust, not love, because love is more structured, whereas love is more like the heat of the moment. And I feel that when people do these type of spells, they really don't know what they're asking for. In other words, do you know what you really want? Because if you're going to cast a love spell on someone, or as I put it, a lust spell, um, does the person even like you in return? I mean, like, really, let's be pragmatic. Let's be realistic about it. Have the person given you any indication that they want to be with you? See, are they currently with someone else? Because if they don't, and you're really manipulating them by changing the environment around you, there's going to be consequence to that. Because you could end up having someone who could be a stalker. You could have someone who is just going to be more detrimental, you know. And that's what I'm saying. It's more of a lust than it is love, because love is structure. It's base. Is the its foundation is a relationship. You know the person. The person knows you in return, and you get what I'm trying to say. But when it comes to lust, that's something that you want to be a little bit more discerning, because if you feel that you're going to have to change that person's way of thinking or to manipulate their reality in order to love you, see, what if that particular spell, well, it wears off and you go back to your, the normal reality? What I mean by that is the person ends up being the exact opposite in what you intended, for that spell to be. Because obviously it's not love. If it was love, then you wouldn't need a love spell. Hence, I said it's a lust spell. So if you really think about it, you say to yourself, what's wrong with me actually even wanting to cast a spell on this individual? Well, that's why we need to think about the consequences of it, right? Because could you get with this person on your own? Because magic to me is not needed on the small occasions. What I mean by small occasions, I mean, to me, you could take my word for it or not, but to have someone fall in love with you is quite petty. I feel that should be done in such a way where the person should come to you on their own because it's love. You should honor that. And if the person has indicated that they like someone else and they're married and they want to be with this person, they want to settle down with this person, you have to have really good reason that is your own in order to do that. But for the most part, once you have this person where you think she's cute, and she has this nice beautiful silky hair and things of that nature, and again, it's usually petty, it's not really love, and these little things are more superficial, and you go ahead and you do that, and the way I see it, it's like a domino effect. Not only did you fuck up her life and the person that she's with, um you end up not doing so well. And the reason why I say that is because now we're at a particular situation in our lives where we are looking at their consequences on the outside. And not only do they have to deal with it, you have to deal with it too. So now you go, man, she was married? I didn't know about that. She had kids? I didn't know about that. You see, you wasn't really thinking about all these other stuff and how you broke up a family. And it's just one of those things where, do you really know what you want? If you really knew what you want and you know thyself, then you would know that that wouldn't be the best result. And you would have to do these things commando style. In other words, grow some balls, do what you got to do to approach this girl, or if you're a female, approach this guy and say what you have to say. Because I know sometimes the truth hurts, but sometimes it has to hurt so that you could see that that individual or that thing is not good for you. To me, it's like when you cast some sort of baneful magic, some chaos magic on someone, and the person pushed you down the stairs, and you want your revenge. I could see why you want to do that chaotic magic, but even still, there's a consequence to that. What if the person ends up dying themselves? What if, again, that domino effect? Other people got involved, and it was your sister's mother that knew this person. Then now she got hurt, injured badly by it. It's a whirlwind. You really have to think about the cons, and a lot of people don't think about that. And I just don't think that a lot of it is actually useful at that particular moment. Because remember, we could feel very passionate or lustful at that moment, but you should say to yourself, do I really want to be with this person? Because what if time goes by and you don't really love the person, and you did that that love spell? You know what I mean? It's like, these are small things. These are very petty things. You should really get to know the person first before you even do something like that. And even if you did get to know them, and you actually had a bad reaction that way, and you may want to turn to magic, it's like you actually got your answer the first time. You know what I mean? You actually got your answer the first time, unless lust is your kind of thing and you're not really trying to build a relationship, and you just, it's that booty call, and then, and you don't care about the consequences because you're not trying to really get with this person. It's like you really have to think about this stuff, and that's why I feel like a lot of magic, before you get into it, and this is why I love working with daemons, they're really about helping you. It's about self-help. So in other words, what if you're the one who's really insecure? You know what I mean? What if you're the one who's insecure? What if you're the one that needs to grow, in a sense where, let's say someone you feel is always competitive with you, trying to take a potential girlfriend away from you or a guy away from you? What if your insecurity is that you're just petty? What if you do the magic, and let's say it came off successful, and so and so dated you, it didn't work out, and now, if you're like myself and you're being pragmatic about it, you're being realistic about it, and you got what you want from that person, booty call, whatever, it doesn't matter, and now the next person comes along and you look at her, and someone else wants her. You see, there's a pattern to this. So now you're petty about it because someone else wants it, and then you do magic again, and then the same result happens. Let's say it's not about a booty call, you want a relationship, and then that didn't work out, and then you do it again. There's a pattern to it. What if you just don't have a competitive nature to you, and you're just being very petty about it? What if you have to work on yourself? It's like, it's just one of those things. You have to think about the pros and cons of your magic so that you can better yourself. Because that's also why I could think of why a particular daemon don't want to do that service for you, because it's something that you need to grow, within yourself, so that you could see the answer for yourself. Like, for example, it took me years to realize that Satan himself, who is my patron, is not a liar. He deliberately, not that he lied, because he lied without lying. He had to deliberately do things in order to mislead me to get the point. And I'm very stubborn. It's a good thing that Satan is my patron because he's very patient with me. And believe me, I kid you not, it took years in order for me to realize that he doesn't lie. You know, and I'm happy that he doesn't need to lie, because who am I for him to lie? You know, it's just like, he's not gonna waste his time to be my patron for the rest of my life just to fucking lie to me. That doesn't make any sense, you know? And that's still a form of magic because I have a pact with him, and we're still working together as co-creators, so to speak, to change my reality. And even then, there's a consequence to that, because sometimes Satan could be very forthright. That is a small consequence, but that's something that I have to understand, because just like with any relationship with anybody, you have to understand the person. If this is who they are, then you should accept them for who they are. And it's not like Satan is doing this purposely because he has nothing else to fucking do, so let me just beat you over the head. Well, first off, demons don't do that. They can be forthright, but a lot of people have a misunderstanding, and that's another thing that's a consequences to your magic. What if you just lack knowledge? What if you're just still based off of the Abrahamic religions and what they have taught about, you know, demons like lust, greed, and things of that nature, and your focus is in that sort of tunnel, you know, that's what's called tunnel vision. And whenever they try to do something to help you, and yeah, it may be that they really do need to mislead you because that is their dark nature, but they're not doing it to hurt you. But you think they're hurting you, and superficially you pick up on that, and now you don't want to have nothing to do with them. I mean, you was right on a superficial level because they did mislead you, and now you're hurt. But what if the deep-rooted lesson of it is that they're trying to teach you? I mean, that's what they're there for. And I said this before 1,000 times. They're not in your life because they just want to give you things. I mean, they do, but it's not solely about that. They're there because they want to teach you something. Hence, I've learned from my personal experience that Satan doesn't lie. He doesn't need to. Who am I for him to do that? You see? But that's why it's one of those things where you really want to think about if that's what you really want to do. And that's why I say, please, try to be discerning. You know, try to be discerning. Look at the pros and cons of it. And once you do that, then you're going to see if you even want to do a magic spell, because you may not even want to, and you could do it yourself. And you could find out that way. And that within itself is very self-empowering, because, you know, you don't need to be going to magic for every little thing. Someone hurts you. Oh, now I got to do magic just to hurt them. And what if it does comes off successful, and like I said before, they end up dying, or the injury was way beyond what you expected. So now you feel bad about it. That within itself is a consequence to it. You didn't mean for it to happen, or at least to that extreme. But look what you did. Okay? I hope you guys learned something from this video. And as usual, I don't want to sound like a fucking robot, but you know how it goes here on YouTube. Subscribe if you like the channel and this video. And please, guys, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And please stay tuned for my other videos, okay? See you guys soon. Bye.